Murder. Illegal, right? Well, what if I told you there's one form of murder that is not illegal? Abortion is the one form of murder that is not illegal, but it should be. Abortion is the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, most oftenly occurring during the first 28 weeks. Now, how could you live with yourself if you killed an adult human being? Think about that. Now what I want you to do is swap the roles. Swap the adult to a child that has yet to be born. Think about that. How would you feel? Could you live with yourself? Because I know for one I can't. I couldn't. So, abortion in fact should be considered murder. And again, abortion is the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, most often occurring during the first 28 weeks. I am a failed abortion. They attempted, but it didn't work. Now, since I was a failed abortion, they said, okay, we're going to try this. We're going to try this. They tried for 2 weeks. One of them ended up throwing me against a brick wall, giving me a major head concussion. And that's when they said, okay, we can't handle this. So then they chose the better option, adoption, which is my next point. Adoption is the action or fact of legally taking another's child and bringing it up as one's own, or the fact of being adopted. I am adopted, and it completely changed my life. Because every day I think of how my life could have been living with my biological parents, who are both now deceased, versus how my life is now. With how my life is now, I have way more opportunities. I get to go to school. I was in the marching band. I'm in honors classes. I'm taking college classes. I have a job. Now, what would life be like with them? They weren't very well financed. I probably wouldn't have had enough to eat. I wouldn't be an A-B student. I'd probably be failing most of my classes. And I wouldn't be in honors classes. And I wouldn't be able to be in the marching band. And right now, I probably wouldn't have a job. And if I did have a job, I would be helping making income to raise my little sister. So which one's the better option? Them trying to abort, or them knowing after the abortion that they chose the better option? Which one's better? Now, if you do decide to abort, there are some cons to that. Abortion can slightly decrease your chances of fertility. In a corporate scenario, a teenage pregnant woman aborts versus giving up for adoption. Okay, so let's make a scenario. We have 2 young ladies. We'll say they're my age. They're both pregnant. One is choosing the better option. One is choosing to abort. This one aborts. This one says, okay, I'm not ready. I'm going to give my child up for adoption. They go 10 more years. They're both 28. They're like, okay, we're ready for kids. She gets pregnant. She does not. This one can have a child. However, she can't. Because abortion decreases your chances of being fertile. That's why abortion should be illegal. Not just because it's a form of murder, but there's always a better option. And the better option is called adoption. Now, in conclusion, would you want to kill your own child that has been born? If you did, how would you live with your guilt? Just choose the better option. Because even though you might think you might not be ready, that child could still live, thrive, and become successful. Like me. Should abortion be considered murder? In my opinion, yes. Would you choose the better option? Now I want you to think on this statement. And I'm going to leave you with this statement to think about. If you had a child and they do an ultrasound and they say, okay, you're pregnant and you're a teenager, or you're an adult and you're just not ready for kids, are you going to abort or choose the better option? Thank you.